Welcome to another edition of the Gimmick Minute Wrestling Podcast. For the first time in I don't know how long, we have all of us here. We got Kevin, we got Riley. Riley, we haven't seen your face in forever. Your beard has gotten longer. You're looking good over there on the couch, looking cozy. You got a hunting cap on. How you been, man? What's been new?
I've been hunting. That's about it,
Riveting as
Got
ever.
to provide food for my family. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
All right. What kind of food are you providing? What you been hunting out there? What have you been getting?
whatever you can find.
All right.
You got your ducks, your geese, your deer, your boar.
How many deer
Not
have
your
you got so far?
dogs. Uh, about 7 or 8 now, I'd say.
Wow, that's impressive. You can get that many in Wisconsin? I think they cap you at like two in Ohio.
Well, if they know about them.
Fair enough. Maybe we should stop talking about it before you get yourself in
Shh!
some trouble.
Don't tell.
Kevin, how you doing?
Good.
Good. What you been
Doing
doing?
good.
You been killing anything illegally as well?
No, I don't think a vegan would be doing that. So,
That's true.
um,
Maybe
I've
for
been,
sport.
but I have been adding to my farm.
Oh, what have you added to your farm?
Where's my camera?
Oh no, you guys got
That's Benny boy,
Benny
Ben,
boy. All right.
Ben.
See,
The
chocolate lab.
it's a chocolate lab. It was Morgan's Christmas gift.
Oh,
I oh, here's a better picture of him. There's a little,
he's a cutie.
yeah, yeah. For the longest time, I was like, you know, we're not getting another pet. We're not getting another pet because I threatened to, you know, leave if that happened. But I credit Ava. She's the one that set it all up, and
Yeah.
especially when last year losing Stella, losing Doug. Even though we have the other dogs and stuff, I think having those big dogs or whatever, it's tough on Morgan. Is what she wanted for Christmas. So about 2 days before, no, 3 days before Christmas, Ava and I set it all, or she set it all up. We went actually down to Brewster and picked them up, and we had to figure out a lie of why we were going an hour away because we have Life 360,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Morgan checks that religiously, and we had to make up a lie of what we were doing, and we said we were going to go watch some softball. Some of her teammates were playing each other in a high school league or something, so she was all pissed at us and everything. Actually, she'd been pissing me off the few days before that, and I kept looking at Ava. I said, it's getting real hard for me to go get this fucking dog. But yeah, we brought him home. She cried her eyes out. So
Worth it in
you
the
know,
end, then, huh?
yeah, he's a good boy. He's not too bad. He's dealing with a little bit of a parasite thing.
Hey,
I guess it's
Riley,
common.
you need to refresh and rejoin. Apparently, we're not recording you right for some reason.
Is it because he's frozen?
Oh, he's gone. All right.
Possibly.
So we'll just keep making some small talk while we wait on Riley to join back
No, that's
up.
fine.
But
But no, like I said, he's a good boy. We took him to the vet, and he's got like it's a common like little parasite thing or whatever. So I just gotta get him on some meds and um but yeah, he has those stages of he's so sweet and sleeping, and all of a sudden he wakes up and he's a fucking lunatic. So
makes sense.
yeah. But
All right, Riley, you're back. Welcome. I can't
can't
hear
hear
you
you.
though. We lost your audio, but we got a visual.
His beard's getting in the way.
Wisconsin internet must be getting kicked out with all the
Yeah.
snow.
Must be the cheese clogging it up or something.
Uh,
So how was recording with Michael?
it was good. How'd you know
Yeah.
I recorded with Michael? Did you listen?
Huh? No, I come on. I know. What's going on?
When I said I had it taken care of, you just automatically figured.
I assumed, so I was like, so I checked for updates. So
Gotcha. No, it was good. Riley, we're still not hearing you or seeing you now. I don't know what's going on. It's recording
okay.
you, but we're not getting anything from you. Oh boy.
I can't look away. See how his face is?
Yeah, he's just staring like straight at us. It's great.
It's kind of creepy. It's kind of fucking
He's
creepy.
gone again.
Yeah.
You might need to reboot his system. All right. Well, hey, I have to go get Lily at 11, so I gotta try to cut this off a little sooner. So, really, the only thing I wanted to talk about today, wrestling wise, was Raw on Netflix. I mean, it is. I mean, it's been a. We could go into a little bit of New Year's Evil too because that was a pretty good show put on by NXT. But I mean,
Yeah,
Raw
the
on
main
Netflix.
event was.
Oh,
I actually watched a little bit of it. Boy, that was kind of a shock.
yeah, it was.
I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. Like it was kind of like, holy shit, they took the title off him. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I got a feeling there's a reason for that though, and we'll get into that.
yeah,
But Raw on Netflix, man. I mean, that's the first and foremost, right? So the debut on Netflix, and it was some controversy. You know, some people loved it, some people hated it, and I think they changed the format of the show because I feel like they had announced matches that didn't end up happening, and they went with just like a four match show um, instead of like having 5 or 6 matches on the show. And some people were okay with it, other people had an issue with it. So how did you like the format of the show? What did you think about it?
I mean, it's to me, it's fine. I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, plus it was the debut. It's gonna change. It's gonna change probably week by week. Let's face it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, it's not gonna be super show every time. Obviously, they had to do it, and for the debut show, think of first SmackDown on Fox Live, right?
right.
I still remember to this day, like us even talking about it afterwards, like how I had like that almost old school, like, oh, this is awesome. It felt like a Saturday Night's main event type thing. You know what I mean? Like big type thing. It was a big time show. It had a big fight, like especially with the main event, but
Yeah,
everything had like a big fight feel to
without
it.
doubt.
And the fucking opening, man,
Yeah,
with
the opening was
and
great.
I saw that earlier in the day with Triple H, but I purposely like didn't watch it or listen to it on like X or anything. I waited till the show because I knew it was going to be the opening, and that fucking opening was awesome.
That was
You
great, man.
know,
It was so
and then
well done.
it hit Triple H in the ring.
Yeah, oh yeah, when the curtain dropped and he was
God,
standing there, like that was great.
dude, that was fucking.
So well done.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring it up with Riley. Like we had gone to a Seether concert, and right before they took the stage, which they took the stage late. They had a bunch of opening acts and stuff like that, and it was at an outdoor venue in Cleveland. And so right before Seether takes the stage, they put a sheet up, like over covering the stage, basically, right? So it was a sheet that went from the bottom of the stage all the way up. And we were kind of making fun of it, like we were joking, like, okay, there's this sheet here, and then all of a sudden they dropped like a rope light down, like an old like basement light that would like hang down, you know what I mean? And eventually the ropes or the light started swinging, so all you could see is this light on, and the band comes on stage, and the lead singer is standing there, like, and they're kind of like slow playing a song, and all you see is like his silhouette every now and again as the light kind of swings. But then all of a sudden, as the hook kicks in, and they start going crazy on the instruments, the sheet dropped at the same time, and it was and the energy behind it was just freaking amazing, and it kind of reminded me of that with Triple H. Like, they played that great slow package, and then the sheet dropped, and Triple H is there, and he does the "Are you ready?" and he kind of gets everybody ready to go.
I thought it was funny is that after the pyro went off, like somebody posted a video like, "Oh my God, Triple H is dead," because like you didn't see him you didn't see him after that, because that fucking shit went off, man.
He was out
But
of there.
But to your point, like, because you and I were texting all night, like, I thought the Rock's promo and everything was great. That whole thing was awesome. But like you said, like, so I guess what the fuck, bad blood, I guess doesn't matter.
Yeah, that was the only thing that kind of threw me off was the fact that like anything that The Rock has done prior to this. I mean, even with the NXT appearance, I mean he healed
hmm
on Cody a little bit in that, or like I guess he kind of healed on the
The
fans.
fans,
Yeah,
yeah.
with his NXT appearance. But yeah, like everything was all smiles and sunshine with
But
his
that was cool. But that
Raw.
was cool. But I was fine with the interaction with him and Cody. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with like
Yeah,
certain things. Like,
it,
I don't
it's
know. This I was fine
it's
with.
not what the night was about. Hey Riley,
No,
we talked a little bit about the opening of the show. What'd you think of that?
Oh, the opening was pretty awesome.
Okay. And you like Triple H's, like, you know, the promo that he cut through that and stuff like that. You didn't have a problem with anything that he was saying about kind of
No,
exposing.
I didn't have a problem.
Okay.
No.
Did it remind you a little bit? You remember that Seether concert that we went to with the
Yeah.
did that
Yep.
remind you of that
No.
too?
A little bit. A little bit.
Yeah. I was just telling that story before you got on, so I was curious if it reminded you of that too. But yeah, but all right, go ahead, Kevin. So what were you saying then with the stuff with the Rock?
I'm fine with everything with The Rock. Everything he did all night, coming back out with Roman Reigns. I felt like, and we could talk about the match here in a second, but like, or I guess we can get to the Rock and Roman after if you want to talk about the match first, whatever. But
Yeah.
the ending, obviously, with Rock coming out with Roman after he won, like, to me was a foreshadow. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, no, I
Maybe
agree
I'm
with that.
maybe I'm just speculating, but I feel like that's a foreshadow
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Riley,
because that's a match we could have at WrestleMania with no title, nothing. You know, if Rock's able to.
definitely.
I don't know if he's going to.
Did it bother you, Riley, that Rock kind of dropped the everything that he had done prior?
Oh, it did. I don't know. I just, I don't know. It just seemed off.
Yeah, yeah. It
And
was definitely different. So I don't know if it's maybe a matter of he just doesn't know when or if he'll be able to get back in the ring, or it could just be the thing is, and I think what some of the hardcore wrestling fans don't necessarily understand or choose to not understand about this whole thing is that this night was the first episode of Raw on Netflix, not the only. Like this is the start of a 5-year run, and what they were doing is they were taking the 4 best storylines that they have currently and putting them there for a new audience to see, to try to like draw in a crowd. I mean, they had what worldwide almost 6.5 million people watching. 2.5 in the United States, where what
Hmm
Raw over the has barely managed to on cable has usually averaging about 1.5 million. So they had 1 million more people watching that show in the U.S. alone than what they normally have watching that show. So it's like we're introducing this new audience or even returning fans to this product, and we want to put our best foot forward. So I think that's why they limited the match schedule, and they people knocked the promo videos. Like, why do you have Gunther in a promo video? Why do you have this person? Because we want to introduce them to
because
the
he's the
crowd.
world champion on Raw.
Right. You know,
Like, hey, you're gonna see a lot of this guy. Maybe not
right.
tonight, but
I was disappointed that we didn't see him.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him too, but he didn't have a match. So it's like, what are
Yeah.
you
yeah,
really gonna have him do? I mean, I think the crowd would have gone crazy if he came out and like chopped Hulk Hogan or something. But
Right.
I think anybody could have came out and chopped Hulk Hogan.
remember a time when they would send somebody out there to get the shit boot out of him just to have Hogan come out to a major pop.
Yeah,
Now
it's
it's
like
like almost
opposite
like the
now.
opposite. Yeah.
So did you hear the speaking of Hogan, like the rumor now after that whole reaction is that supposedly he might be a mainstay as a heel character and as Hollywood Hogan to help somebody like a young guy. I guess that's supposedly something they want him to
Yeah,
do.
I also heard though that they were gonna no longer put him on TV after that. So
Well,
I don't know which way they're gonna go with it. I mean, I'd be fine with the Hollywood thing and helping somebody get over. I mean, if he's gonna get a negative reaction, you might as well help get.
But see, and that's the
let him
thing,
rub it off
like,
to somebody.
I don't think they. I feel like. Do you really feel like they booed him because he's such a Trump supporter? Because
No,
Taker.
it's a culmin. It's first of all, it's Los Angeles. Like you're talking about the capital of cancel culture. You're talking about and it is primarily that city is primarily a blue city, so there are more liberal people. So that is in that, but it's more the racism stuff and things like that led
Yeah.
to that. It's more than just.
'Cause I was about to say, like, Taker and The Rock are just as big of MAGA as anybody.
Exactly. And if he walks into an arena in Wisconsin or even like Florida, he's not going to get that negative a reaction. It was he might still get some boos, but not like he did there, because he's
But
been in Florida and not gotten booed like that.
Yeah. But how smart, like, him to partner with them over his beer?
Oh yeah.
Because what podcast was I listening to of Conrad's? Like, they said with this, like, he's gonna make just as much money now as he did maybe in some of his heyday years.
Yeah.
Just with the partnership. So
it was definitely good for him. So, but yeah, so we had Rock's promo to open it. Then we had the tribal combat match, which I thought was really good. I thought the point of the tribal combat match was people weren't supposed to interfere.
Supposed to, yeah.
I don't care. Either way, I loved it. I loved it. It was fucking chaotic, and I loved it.
Yeah.
It started slow. So as soon as they locked up like that, I was like, this match is gonna be fucking chaos because of how they started.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, but even you're talking about like the main storylines, like Kevin Owens and Cody were involved in that. Like they got involved.
I was not ready for Kevin Owens to show up and with that stunner. That was good.
And they were able to showcase them. You know what I mean? So
what do you guys think of the potential faction between Rollins, McIntyre, and Kevin Owens?
I know we talked about that. All right, mention that because you
Michael
saw
brought
that
it
too.
up too when I talked to him last week. So I was curious if what you guys.
I don't know. I guess I don't have an opinion on it yet because I haven't let it marinate. Yeah, I really like see it happen or even let it marinate. Like,
yeah, so it's hard to say. There are three individuals that are great on their own, that they don't need anybody else.
You could say the same thing about the NWO though.
Yeah, but this one's like, yeah, I guess maybe at the time like we knew Hogan was the leader. Like this one, these guys are kind of all, I would say, pretty even keel. You know what I mean? Like Hogan was here, and then there was Hall and Nash. Yeah. Whereas like these guys are kind of like floating here and there.
Yeah.
So it'd be. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
As long as I'm sure they would do it right.
So then after that, we got the John Cena. Was it John Cena? No, we got Liv in. So it was Rock. Then we got Liv and Rhea, which I thought Liv and Rhea absolutely knocked out of the park, man. And Rhea, man, she just like. I was texting with Kevin, a sort of mutual friend of ours, Joe Barrett, who kind of goes in and out with watching wrestling, but he was tuning in. And he was like, man, Rhea is just a star. And I was like, yeah, man, like she just has that. She just has that charisma to her. It just doesn't matter what she does. Like everybody's eyeballs just go straight to her. And that match killed it. The whole moment with Dom kicking him in the balls. I think that's the only payoff we're gonna get. I feel like Rhea's possibly moving on after that.
Yeah.
So.
Plus Rhea in her own right is sexy as hell. You know what I mean? She really is. She may not look like the typical, right? Just because of the tats and this and that, but yeah, I think Rhea's hot.
Since my wife is Riley's sister, I won't say what she said about Rhea, but we'll just move on.
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, then we got Cena coming out. Cena's kicking off his retirement tour.
Was Nikki Bella in the crowd while he was out there?
All the all the people who made the comments about
Bill Simmons.
Well, yeah. Well, no. It's just more about all the people that made the comments like, "Oh, Nikki must be hard up for money now that she's back with the WWE." She did say, like, on the red carpet, they said something about her being there. She goes, "Oh, maybe I'm here scouting out my potential opponents." So she kind of dropped a little hint that maybe she might be returning to the ring. I don't know if it'd be on a full-time basis or maybe it'll just be a Royal Rumble appearance, in a couple of weeks. But either way, it was good to see Nikki Bella back in the fold. But yeah, Bill Simmons right next to her. That was kind of funny. I don't think he knew what to do with himself. It was the same with Topanga and Eric Matthews. I can't, Danielle.
Yeah, they didn't even put his name on there.
Yeah.
Nothing. He's like, hey, I'm somebody too.
I was watching a clip from Pat McAfee's show, and they were pointing out who that was next to her, and he goes, "Oh, I messed up. Oh, I met him, and I didn't even realize it."
Dude, Pat McAfee's the fucking man. Whether it's College Game Day or this, he's one of my top, like, 3 or 4 favorites.
I'm a little disappointed that Corey Graves is regulated back to NXT, though. I'm happy to have him on NXT. It is a weird combo with him, Booker, and Vic Joseph, but
it didn't work.
It is weird.
Yeah, it really did.
I don't know. I don't like Booker as a commentator.
Him and Vic are great together. Booker is just too much.
Yeah.
You can't have a 3-man booth and have Booker on there with them.
But Booker, you get used to, though. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm fine with Booker. I like Booker.
I don't know.
I mean, I would take Corey Graves over Booker any day, though.
Oh, yeah.
Booker just needs to be the hype man. The only thing you need him for is Trick Williams' entrance. And
I hate that.
But I have a feeling we're not going to see Trick Williams in NXT for very much longer, if at all. But
yeah,
has Booker T been 33 years old for like 25 years or what?
Yeah,
too. You know what I mean? Like he's Jesus.
Black don't crack, brother.
Oh god.
But yeah, so Cena, I was kind of surprised that nobody. I honestly would have thought that somebody would have interrupted Cena and we would have gotten some sort of.
I thought you were gonna say nobody saw him.
Wait, he was there?
Yeah, that's why somebody saw him.
But I was kind of surprised that nobody interrupted him, just to have that, like, maybe that first rivalry start to kick off. So I guess he's got about 36 dates or something like that. That's gonna be strung along this year. That's gonna get him from basically through WrestleMania, through the summer, and into the end of 2025. But I like what he said about having to earn his way to that 17th championship if he gets there.
Is he?
Do you think he'll get there? I think he will get there by hook or crook. I think it'll happen.
Yeah. I think he deserves it.
I think he does too. I think it'll be on his way out the door. Like it'll be like his last match, and you don't think it's gonna happen, and it ends up happening, or something along those lines. Like and then maybe they vacate the title after or something like that. But I think it will happen. But he'll tease us. Maybe he'll get that opportunity, and you think it's gonna happen, and then and then he gets screwed out of it or something, or he just doesn't get the job done and puts whoever he faces over. Who knows? But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, they'll have the match on like set for New Year's Eve or something.
Yeah. and I totally missed it. I forgot to talk about it. But what do you think about Undertaker giving that rub to Rhea at the end of that match? That was kind of interesting how they did that.
Yeah, that was cool. I mean, get him on the show, I guess.
I thought she was gonna get on the back of the bike and ride off with him, but that didn't happen.
Right? I thought that would have been pretty cool.
Like he should have picked her up and taken her on a ride around, and then did the arm thing at the end, and then left. But
I get why they brought all these old wrestlers back, but man, they didn't need to.
Well, at least it wasn't like past shows where they had like the 50th anniversary and they'd have the stupid backstage segments with Coco Beware, and Coco Beware people are never on Raw. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's what always killed me about like even like Hogan. Like Hogan was like on like the first episode of Raw, but then he was gone after that. Then he wasn't on Raw until like 2002. Right. So like he was not a, you know what I mean? Like when I think of Monday Night Raw, I don't think of Hulk Hogan. I don't think of Coco Beware. You know what I mean? Like so at least they didn't do that shit. But to go back to Undertaker, like you know, he should have been like, hey, get your ass on the back of this bike. Let's go, bitch. Taker's on top.
All right, so we're gonna have to kind of rush through this because Lily's getting done early. But real quick, then then we had the match with Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, which I love the finish of the match because you kind of wondered how would they do it, and I think it's going to keep that rivalry going. And the entrance with Travis Scott, Triple H in the press conference going, "I'm just glad you said no." That was awesome.
Oh my god! And I love that Jey. And trying to be quick, I love that Jey did not get involved in the tribal combat because he had his own. He had his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they let that like.
I was kind of surprised, but yeah, that I'm glad that he didn't either.
That was cool.
And then we had the Hogan thing, which we already talked about, which was pretty awful. And then after that, we had the main event, which was Punk versus Rollins, which I thought knocked it out of the park, man. I thought they had an amazing match. I don't think this is the end of the rivalry by far. I was a little surprised Punk got the win, especially clean like that. But how about them mocking the Punk Moxley finish and doing the exact same thing? Did you see that, Riley? Did I send that to you?
Fucking great.
No, I didn't know that's what it was, but I thought like it was a weird finish.
Yes, he and Moxley did the exact same thing all in. The same.
Well, it was
close to the same thing at least.
It was the night he got into the fight with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That's why I think another reason why they did it. But that was the night he won the title back from Moxley or whatever.
And he wore the same jacket to the ring that he wore the night that he got into the fight with Jungle Boy.
Okay.
How about the press conference at the end? Like he got the donuts. Like it's coming a common theme because he loves fucking pastries. And Triple H even said that a while back. He's like, so I can't stand that fucking guy. He eats nothing but cookies and cakes and cupcakes, and it's like it's all I ever seen him fucking eat. Which, by the way, a quick shout out. CM Punk's favorite drink, lime spin drift. This is also what he was drinking at the at that brawl out or whatever. So
okay.
Yeah. It's very good though too.
So yeah, overall, I thought the show was a hit. I thought it accomplished what it needed to. I think people are being overly critical of it. I loved the people that put out the fake news that it was only 600K who watched it, which was not even close to being true.
There's probably 600,000 people in California that watched it.
Right. And praying for California, man. Like LA is burning right now. The good thing WWE kind of got out of there when they did, because.
I mean, both my brother-in-laws are out there.
Yeah.
They live out there. We haven't heard from Kyle. I mean, Kyle's okay. But Joey actually got his cat and his girlfriend, and I think she has a couple pets, and they actually drove to San Diego just to stay in a hotel, and he's working. Yeah. He's working basically from home. Because Joey's an architect, and I don't know if some projects he's got going on are affected or what, but he said, and Joey's usually the one that's kind of like, go with the flow. But he said the air quality is so bad, like you can't even function. There's no like hardly any internet. So he's good. I think he's gonna be hopefully going back tomorrow. But he's pretty close to
that sucks.
Where it's happening. So.
Yeah. That sucks. I hope everybody, gets away quickly. But And then real quick, just to wrap things up, New Year's Evil. I thought that was another really good show. We talked a little bit about it at the outset. What is that?
It's a zipper.
Oh, who's zipping? What are you zipping?
It's cold outside.
Oh my god!
Got to take the dog out.
Okay. So is Maria interrupting the show then? But yeah, so just a couple takeaways. I really think that Roxanne Perez dropping the title to Julia, Trick Williams dropping to Obafemi. I really feel like that's going to be their swan song in NXT. Maybe both of them will be in the Rumble and make their way to the main rosters. Like I felt that about Trick Williams for a while. I don't think that he can get more over than what he is right now in NXT. I think it's time for the bigger stage. And Roxanne, kind of the same thing, man. I mean, she's held that women's division down for a long time, and it's done nothing but growing. And I think that the main roster is kind of where she's heading. But I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not.
I do too, but I think Trick Williams is going to struggle on the main roster.
Think so?
Yeah, I think he's got to switch up his character a bit or something.
I can see him having a good heel run if things are going well for him. Like he can play that heel. He's got that cockiness, that charisma. I mean, I think Trick has such a great charisma that he's going to eventually be successful one way or the other. I don't think you can.
I mean, put him with the New Day.
Yeah. Ooh,
yeah.
Yeah.
But like him be the leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that would be cool.
Yeah.
Give some of the rub, and these guys, you know what I mean? So like that's something you wouldn't see.
And then Roxanne Perez, she's got a lot of work too, because the women that come up from NXT lately, they haven't been doing too well.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Lyra.
Well, yeah,
she's in, but
the exception to that. But right now though, and Michael and I were talking about this a little bit. The women's roster right now in general is crowded because he was like, well, I don't understand why they're doing a mid-card title. I was like, well, they're doing a mid-card title because not only do they have a pretty deep roster on both shows right now, but you have a ton of women in NXT. Ton. NXT right now, like that show, New Year's Evil, was predominantly women matches. Like I think there's more women right now in NXT that are close to being ready to being on the main roster than there are men.
Yeah, I'd agree.
And it's not, and it's just getting deeper with Stephanie Valkyrie and Julia, and I mean freaking Sol Ruca is going to be something. Lola Vice, Jada Parker, like they got some women there that are going to be, and Cora Jade is another one. They got some women there that are going to be stars, but there's just not a lot of place for them right now. So having two mid-card titles plus having those tag titles, I think will make a big difference, but open up some spaces for them. But yeah, man, that's really about it. Unless you guys got anything else, because I got to go get my daughter. She's almost done working, so she's waiting.
No, I know I missed the first part, but it is Tiffy time.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention Tiffy time. Thank you. Good job on that. That was a really well done cash in. Well done cash in. I like that a lot. So
I got yelled at because I was like, "Do it, do it, do it," and I got yelled at for, "What are you yelling for?"
With me.
I mean, I wouldn't say no.
I mean, I'd watch.
Oh.
It's Riley time.
It's Riley time.
Oh, man. All right. Well, on that note, thank you guys for listening to this week's episode of the show. That will be entitled Do It, Do It, Do It with me. And we will talk to you next week about everything going on in the world of professional wrestling. For Riley and Kevin, I'm Jason, reminding all of you smarts out there to be a fan and always live your gimmick. Goodbye, everybody. All right. Cool. Well, thanks, guys. Sorry I had to kind of run. I appreciate you guys getting